start the timer. I'm gonna close that. Did I do it right? I did do it right. Okay, cool, good. Stream is happening. Now I just click into the game. There we go. And now I wait. I think the microphone's in a good place. Now I chill. Hello, Gab. Welcome. I'm here. I didn't lie this time. I showed up. Even though I'm very sleepy. Turns out getting blood drawn makes you very sleepy. But Ghostpia is calling, so it will happen. I'm gonna do my best. Oof. No, rip. That sucks. That's how it would go, right? The day that I actually commit to doing Ghostpia, you have no internet. That is absolutely tragic. I'm just like, look, I could call Novell in here and we could do ducks. But I would really prefer to do Ghostpia, to be fair. One viewer, yeah, it happens, Poyo. It happens. That's the way it goes. Look, this is gonna be my worst showing yet because I'm tired. I had blood drawn today, and it makes me really tired, so I found that out today. I never take things like that very well. It just puts me out of commission for the entire day. I slept so much when I got home from the doctor. I just, right there, curled up in bed and just snoozed. I made coffee and I never drank it because I just fell asleep. I bet I'll sleep well tonight, though. The doctor's lying. They actually sell your blood to vampires. Well, the vampires gotta eat. That's fine. Someone's gotta feed the vampires. I'm down for that. Hopefully my blood's tasty. Although I'm skeptical. I used to be so bad about getting blood drawn or shots, things like that. I would freak the fuck out when I was a kid. So now I just, it's whatever. Which is, I feel like I've grown as a person. I've grown from being told that I have to get a vaccination when I was like, God, how old was I? Probably around like 11 or 12. And I told the doctor, you know what? I have to pee. Can I go pee real quick? And instead of peeing, I just kind of ran away. I got the fuck out of there. I did get in trouble, which is fair enough. But I was not having it that day. Absolutely not. If a vampire drinks HIV positive blood, does he get HIV? No, I don't think so. I'm actually not sure how. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Probably not because they're dead, right? Can vampires be a host for, like, viruses and things like that? No, right? I wouldn't think so. Although I'm just like, if nobody else shows up, I'm just gonna go wrangle Novell and make him do ducks. with me. The people did want ducks, and I am really tired. And Gab's internet died. If no one else shows up, can I name all the ducks? Well, if there's no one else to name the ducks... Sans, you ruined Polyo's plan. Hello, Sans. Welcome. Are your electric sheep purple? What are the what's the color of everyone's? Also, Hero NTV. This is their curse. I'm so sorry, Polyo. Polyo, did you? No, you got a cool duck. Novelle was kind of hating on your duck though, which is just ridiculous. Your duck was awesome. You did, RC. Although the name was apparently just a happy accident. I can't tell if it's a happy accident or an unhappy one. I got one checkered duck and an abortion. So what you're saying is you got the best one. I can't believe I told Kiro to shut up because I wanted to name another duck. See, when Novelle said he wanted to stream the duck game, I was like, there's no way there's enough content to fill up 2 hours of stream time. Like, it'll get boring and I run out of things to talk about. But I was so absolutely engaged with that game the entire time. I was shocked. You mentioned ducks and suddenly everyone pops up. Everyone wants the ducks. However, I did promise Ghostpia, so I'm gonna commit to that, I think. I regret not naming my first duck Harlequin or Angela. The game turned you racist for good reasons. Good reasons? List them all, Sans, right now. I want to know every single reason that you're racist immediately. Aliens? That's not a good reason. Aliens are awesome. That's a terrible reason to be racist. Yeah, I was about to say, Sans, you got her name wrong. So, first of all, disrespect. That was Mommy Milers. Thank you very much. I think O was the best duck, though, in the end. Oh, sure, Sans, sure. Although I would not be surprised if your autocorrect will, in fact, change something to Milkers, so maybe that, you know what, actually, that checks out, I believe that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna drink water, and then I'm gonna get started. You heard of dead naming? Get ready for misnaming the dead. The best ducks were the propeller duck. Man, I'm gonna miss propeller duck. The alien duck and the one named LGBTQ agenda. Can we stay on the title for the next hour? I mean, yeah, if you really want to. We can just chill out, listen to the pretty piano, and look at the static on the screen. Is that enough content for y'all? Will that work? I type Mommy Milkers too much for autocorrect to not see the pattern. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Thoughts on horror games being so dark you can't see shit? It sucks. Of course it sucks. You know, I never had that problem with Lost in Vivo, which is, you know, a horror game that I'm gonna keep whoring out until the end of time because it's really good. And the best horror game I've played in Since PT, I will say since PT, I can think of very few horror games that I would consider like true horror, not like, you know, psychological or like tangentially horror. Can you play Duck Sim, but it's on the static box? I can't be scared because I can't see shit. That's the problem. Anyway, everyone that likes scary games should play Lost in Vivo because it's real good. And it has a corgi in it. So I think that's a good selling point. And also, it's the only game to genuinely make me scared. Just hunched up, palms sweating, just freaking the fuck out. If I was not claustrophobic before, then I am now. Does it have mommy milkers? I don't remember any. I don't remember any mommy milkers. I'm sorry. Hello, Kiro. Welcome. I've wasted how much time have I wasted? Anyway, I'm gonna which game? Lost in Vivo. There was a DM fusion. I've been out of it all day because I had blood drawn and I'm tired. So if anything came to my phone, I don't know what happened on there. I've been asleep most of the day. Stallmore? Does anyone have anything that they need to discuss right now? It's really important. Is there anything that you need to discuss? I'm here today with less blood than I started with, and that's scary. I miss my blood. What do you got, Kiro? What do you need to get off your chest right now, immediately? Okay, all right, RC has something. Okay. I'm happy for you, Fusion. It's never good when you just don't vibe with an animal. I love my cats. Aw, RC. I adore you. I was expecting dicks and I feel lied to. Oh. Kiro, why lie about the ducks? Yeah, I saw that you doxed yourself, Poyo. Welcome to the club. Of course I do, RC. You're the best. You had blood drawn. It was a lot of blood. I was kind of out of it for a while. It sucks. Oh, yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Novelle's donating blood or something at a blood drive tomorrow. And I feel bad for him. I do not like having blood drawn. Although I have no idea why it freaked me out so much as a kid. Like, it didn't hurt at all, but maybe just, you know, it's one of those things where you gotta go to the doctor to see if the thing that's wrong with you is a thing or if it's, like, nothing. So we'll find out. Which brush you use to draw blood? You know, I don't draw blood often enough, to be honest. Noelle's donating blood. Can you stream ducks tomorrow? I'll try and bully him into it. We'll see. Since today was technically supposed to be the off day, we should be streaming tomorrow. We'll see. Legitimately, blah, blah, blah. Make up your mind, Kiro. You can't have both. Pick one, ducks or dicks. Like, I just get to live my life again now after he's been a shackle on my way of life for 4 years. Because legitimately, some of those earlier experiences with him were so bad, it just legitimately made me want to avoid going downstairs at all costs just to stay away. Now I can just do whatever I want. Damn, that's rough. I have a high tolerance for bullshit. I guess that's obvious. Okay. I have been sitting here for 15 minutes just yammering on. Okay, Poyo, what do you have to say? Didn't know if you saw my question, but why did you have your blood drawn? Because I needed to get something checked out just in case. You know how it is. Man, going to the doctor freaks me out. I hate doing it. Majima, valid. Can I have one free waifu for stealing your job of preserving the memories of streams? No. You will get nothing from me ever again, Sans, until Bina is in my hands. Do you hear me? I will have Bina if it's the last thing I ever do. Can even leave the house and explore outside if I want to, because I don't have a dog that requires constant maintenance anymore. That's kind of why I have cats. I really... No, Kiro, no! Can you roll the waifu bot before starting? Sure, what do you want? Are we rolling husbandos? Are we rolling waifus? What are we rolling today? Oh no, I'm sorry, Gab. Okay, alright, shit. I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm wasting Gab's data, which is effectively his money, which is just not acceptable, so I think I need to play the game. Look, you'll get your wife eventually. But yeah, cats are... Oh, okay. Focus. I can do it. I can focus. My brain isn't jumbled because I lack blood. Pink's after Roland now, too? I'm never getting Roland. God damn. Alexi is truly skilled at engineering, which is why I think he can help us further our goals once this is done. I'm also interested in Alexi's insights about ghosts. There's so much I'd like to ask him when we've got the time. At least that's what I keep telling myself as I try to find a way to justify my decision to take on this job. But the fact that I have to look for justification is proof in and of itself that I'm unsure about this after all. I met up with Anya in the same old plaza, with the same old sights minus our psychiatry stand. After all, we're closing up shop while for the duration of my time at Alexi's. Yeah, wait, Sayako, where's your luggage? Anya asks as she carries a big bag. In my coat pockets, I've got a handkerchief and a gun. The bullets disappeared, so I'll have to make up for it by aiming real good. Oh, good luck with that. Wait, shouldn't you at least bring a change of clothes and a towel? I've been thinking. Huh? Is it really necessary to shower and change clothes? You're starting to sound like Yoru. You think so? Good thing Pacific is not around. She'd be all like, bargle gargle. Bargle gargle. Yeah, bargle gargle. Obviously. Cheese? We talk as we walk. It feels weird since I'd usually be working around this time. It's like going to a hospital instead of school when you're sick. It's especially weird since I only started working just recently. I guess I've adapted to worker life before I knew it. It was probably a gradual day-by-day process. I recall my conversation with Alexi. I can feel my face heat up as I do so. Why did I act so proactively? I couldn't bear watching him. I wanted to do something to help. And was that just because I thought I was in a position to help? Help me, of all people? With my social standing? Aww, they're walking! I've always wondered how difficult it is to animate a walk cycle. I bet it's harder than it looks. I think those thoughts to myself as we approach the amusement park. We were here late last time, but it's operating hours right now, so there's cheerful music playing with decorative lights shining in the night sky. It's kind of extravagant by this town's standards. Anya, have you ever been to an amusement park? I ask. I've never been there myself, at least I don't think I have. Well, I've been there a number of times, but I didn't have much fun though. Why not? The amusement park itself is fine, but the problem is the customers. Do they have bad manners? Well, it just feels like they're at the amusement park more to look like they're enjoying themselves rather than to actually enjoy themselves. That's how it feels. Sends shivers down my spine. Shivers? Shivers my timbers. Oh, this is the best writing ever. I see, I think I get you. It must be annoying to be surrounded by people like that, huh? That just feels like people like them look down on people like me. I don't want to be in the same place as them, you know? Anya speaks bitterly. I never really thought about it, but I guess that sort of vague social hierarchy exists in this town, too. Maybe as a foreigner, I'm just excluded from that pyramid entirely. Sorry if I asked something I shouldn't have. No, it's fine. Anyway, those people don't make sense when they talk. They're so damn boring. But I'm sure they find me so damn boring, too. Anya gets her head back in the game and readjusts her bag that had started to slip off her shoulders. I'm not good with that whole female bonding thing, like going to bathrooms in groups and gossiping and stuff. Girls who can't get into that sort of stuff end up with no choice but to join groups of guys, don't they? I respond with a vague, It's been a long time, I think, since the last time we've talked about interhuman, or rather interghost, relations. It makes my heart start to clench. But I suppose we can only really talk about this sort of thing when it's just the two of us. Anya and I keep talking about somewhat complicated topics as we walk down the path. I'm so glad we can walk together like this. But when you join a group of guys and you have to deal with romance and all that poop, so it'd be even poopier. I'm so glad I've got you girls. Anya says that with a smile. Aw, Anya, she's so cute. Probably about as hard as animating a walk cycle. It is well animated, isn't it? It's a somewhat awkward, forced smile, but it's kind of cute in its own way. It's an almost devilish smile. I can see why a group of guys wouldn't be able to leave her alone. Sayoko, stop being so gay! I consider smiling back at her, but I'm so awestruck I decide not to. Sayoko whenever she sees a woman. I pass the amusement park area and approach Alexi's house. It definitely feels like it's way too fancy a house for Alexi to live in. Though I suppose the fact that he lives in it all by his lonesome does fit him. If Yoru were here, she might call this a sleepover. Oh yeah, Yoru. The more I think about her absence, the more depressed I get. I guess I just shouldn't think about it then. A sleepover, huh? I doubt it's going to be something fun. So do we just sit and watch? If I remember right, yeah, that guy doesn't lie, so I'm sure that's really all we need to do. It makes me feel kind of guilty if that's really all we're going to do. I fidget as we stand at Alexi's front porch. I love Ghostpia. There was no reason for them to draw a little panel here of them standing at the door. They didn't have to do that. But here we are. At least we have lots of free time, you know? Anya rings the bell. Something starts rumbling inside the house, then Alexi shrieks. I smile wryly. I'm sure he'll ask us to do something else sooner or later. I guess there's no point worrying about it. She's so cute! Oh, you know what else you love? Rayvern? I mean, maybe, probably. So basically, at this point, it's our third day at Alexi's house. And I haven't been asked to do anything else even once. I've just been watching. I watch as Alexi and Anya work on the project. I watch over the assembled parts with Anya while Alexi works... while he's away at work. And when Alexi gets back, I watch the machines and sleep. I really have just been sitting and watching. I don't have to worry about anything since I don't have to do anything. This would probably be hell for the type of people who need to be moving constantly, but luckily, I'm an expert at doing nothing, so it's not that agonizing for me. But for some reason, I feel like I've gained weight. Can ghosts even gain weight? I don't know. I kinda miss Yoru and Pacifica. It's a little frustrating when your work and your pay don't seem to match. It's rough when you have to work hard to earn comparatively little like Yoru did way back when, but conversely, I'm finding it rough to do basically zero work to earn a lot. I figure I could clean the room, not that I ever clean my own room, but a big barrel-shaped cleaning robot goes around the room automatically a few times a day. You know, Roombas are not as, they're not as useful as you'd think they would be. Apparently, this robot is to think the house is is to thank for the house's almost eerie cleanliness. It's not like Alexi's secretly a neat freak who obsessively cleans his house. For some reason, that's a relief. This cleaning robot is pretty well built, using some mysterious technology. It hovers a little bit off the ground as it sucks up dust with a whirring motor sound. For bigger messes, like when Anya spilled her sugary coffee on the kitchen floor, some even got on her clothes, so she had to change out. The robot extends a mysterious arm to mop everything up. I think that was just before bedtime the day before yesterday. As I watch the machine smoothly pick up the trash, I murmur, I want one for our place. Anya comes out of the shower, drying her hair with a towel. It seems like she heard me, so she starts talking about the origins of that machine. She's so cute! Alexi and I made this thing together due to an annoying customer request. It had to be made from the ground up, so Alexi asked for my help. Though it was mostly Alexi's work, and I just helped. Contrary to her self-derisive words, Anya sounds pretty proud of herself as she talks about the cleaning robot's features. That incredibly powerful armored vehicle we tried to leave town in. Apparently the cleaning robot uses the same power source. So unlike a oh my god, I can't read. So unlike a battery-operated machine, there's no need to charge it, and it's more powerful too. So, could this thing explode? Maybe if I'd made it, but while Alexi's amazing at hardware, he's actually a software guy. Software meshes perfectly with the hardware specifications and has complete control over the generator's current state. Software refers to programming and hardware refers to the mechanics, right? Oh, yeah, I'm kinda gross, aren't I? I just blab on and on about technical jargon like an otaku. You're normal, Anya. No, even better than normal. Anya smiles gently at my words. It almost feels like it's not even Anya I'm looking at. If only. Thanks. Is it because of her flat, wet hair, her dressing gown? Wait, what was I just saying? Recalling memories is a good way to kill time. You could try to see how many details you remember. Any ambiguous part can be supplemented by extrapolating what you remember from adjacent memories. Alright, I'm pretty sure. Focus, Sayoko, focus! Hell yeah! I still have not actually found a good voice for this dude. Yahoo! Even her chibi has wet hair. I didn't notice! My memory recollection is suddenly drowned out by some strange voices. What happened? Oh, take a look. Look at it. I cannot find a voice for this. Before I know it, the pile of parts on the desk has become what appears to be an anatomical model of a skeleton. This is probably her skeleton, I guess. The right arm is the only portion that has parts with some flesh on it. Probably not actual flesh. The exposed metal bones of the fingers slowly clench into a fist and open again. It repeats the cycle a few times. It's moving, huh? Oh, what a beautiful rockin's paper. That sure is, something. It's not just that it's moving, it's that it hasn't ever been this complete before. A skeleton usually falls apart before I can assemble it, and the nerve connections get severed before I notice it. My hypothesis was correct. Thank you. Thank you so much. What about the internal software? That's going by favorably, too. There's no missing data so far. I don't know what'll happen once I increase the volume of the data. That shouldn't be too much of a problem now that we've established a solution to the problem that's been plaguing me this whole time. That was the most crucial aspect of the whole project. I can't read. I'm happy I could be useful. This is still my favorite Sayoko expression. It's just, it portrays an emotion that I can't quite place, but it's very useful. Just do your best novella impression? I don't think I could. You weren't just useful, you were a lifesaver! Ha 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 ha, he says. Alexi starts rolling on the floor laughing. I almost tell him not to do that since the floor is dirty, but I stop myself. The floor in this place is freakishly clean after all. Mr. Alexi? What, you want to give it a try too? No, not that. I was wondering about this thing. She's not a thing. Sorry, why are you trying to make her? Because I can. No, wait, let me put my thoughts in order. Oh, no, you don't have to think so seriously about it. I'm thinking! Don't talk to me! I felt that. Oh, come on. Why do I have to feel this wretched? I look to Anya for help. Anya sticks her thumb up and makes a cutting gesture across her throat with it. I smile wryly. We love that word today, huh? Thank goodness, it looks like I've got the right idea, and thus... So, why are you trying to make her? Oh no! Because I'm curious to know if God will allow me my desire. God, you're talking like a member of the church. He's a believer. Huh, he is? He's got some differing opinions compared to the priest, though, so I guess he's more of a heretic. You could say that. Every scientist is like a sort of clergyman who wants to get closer to God's wisdom. That's what I think, at least. I thought it was common sense that people like Alexei would be realists who don't believe in God. So I'm a little confused. Now that I think about it, when we first asked Alexei's help, he did easily agree despite saying it would take some time. He was probably thinking proactively of how it would benefit others. It's a little late now, but I can't say I didn't sense there'd be an ulterior motive to his seemingly good intentions. Since God made us in his image, I'm curious if he'll allow us to make something in our image. Honestly, I had my doubts, but that's changed now that we're here. I thought I'd reached a dead end, but I was wrong. This was a trial to see if I could climb the barrier. Alexei stands in front of his computer and presses a button. She stops clenching and opening her fist. What I'm trying to implement is a perfect artificial intelligence that copies the mechanisms of the brain. A self-conscious reproduction of us that won't control the population or hijack missile interception systems and is neither dumb nor smarter than us. If every part of the copy works properly, this being will have true consciousness, and while I don't even want to think about it, if she suddenly gets struck by a car, she'll be torn apart, and that consciousness of hers will be lost for all eternity. Does this idea remind you of anything? A hit and run. That's not what I meant. Then what do you mean? Death. A chill breeze blows underfoot. No, wait, we're indoors, so it's probably just my imagination. As soon as I process that word, my spine shudders and then I start finding it hard to stand. An eternal wakeless sleep, ignoring the final destination of the soul. The body decays, and those left behind can do nothing but remember the departed. Now, what does that sound like? You mean... Yes, just like a human being, our blueprint, our origin. The ones that lived, died, and became memories. Those who YOLO'd. Can we who have been removed from death create death? This is darker than I was expecting. I thought he really just wanted a waifu, you know? Inject Sonic somewhere in the sentence? Okay, yeah, that'll probably do it. Alexei's voice trembles. Just how much does this guy believe in God, and just how aware is he that what he's doing is highly blasphemous? Look, just become God. If my creation has a self-awareness, does being aware of itself count as being perceived, and thus can it exist indefinitely without a third-person observer? Yeah, I was a little curious if we had to keep watching even after she was complete. True, a consciousness that only exists if it's constantly observed sounds like a hassle. I'd feel sorry for the owner of that consciousness. If she has a consciousness, she can possess her own objects. So if I can successfully mass-produce her, they can be used as a town storage system for resources, knowledge, culture, and everything else you can give them, enabling major expansion of the town. Oh, that's so good! I love Ghostpia, man. It's just... I don't know. Whoa. Assuming God will permit it, that is. We're here thinking about things because, of course, there's no doubt that God will permit it. Are you aware of the theory that God has banished us into the night as punishment for our sins? For our sins? What sins? That's just what the church says, Sayoko. Lots of people have differing opinions. Some of them are kinda interesting, too. One time, a customer came in wanting a chainsaw repaired, and as the boss worked, the customer said that this town is a prison. A prison? Yeah, the prisoners here are all nefarious scoundrels who can't be placed in ordinary cells, so they're hypnotized into thinking that they're ghosts living in this snowy town who can't be awake in the day. The reason they never die is because their sense of time has been tampered with. No time has actually ever passed. You and I are actually old men who've committed heinous crimes, apparently. That's kind of a scary thought. I try to imagine myself as a giant man in a prison uniform who thinks he's me. There's a prisoner who thinks he's Anya and a prisoner who thinks he's Alexei. And what he's actually making is just a mud ball. Wow, way to rip off the Church of Sin theory, lol. He said there were several prison guards hiding among us for surveillance, and he was going to murder them with the chainsaw, I guess. Well, that's some kind of customer you got. Well, we did call... That scared the shit out of me. Well, we did call the police on him, so that's that. Police? What's that, ninja-ese? What? Anya laughs as if Alexei had said something funny. Alexei's shoulders shake up and down too. I guess everyone in town agrees that the police doesn't really do much. Amen! Anya says, well, I guess they work just about as much as I do, and then continues. According to an acquaintance of mine, this is a theme park. A theme park, like an amusement park? So is this kind of the way for the writer to start making us question exactly what this town is, what its function is, what purpose it holds? In which case, I do like that. They're wearing the uniforms. Among Us? Yes, Among Us. Yeah, according to that acquaintance, there was a war, and the country that lost had their population almost entirely wiped out by a missile, leaving no trace of their culture or language. Oh, so it's another scary theory, huh? A missile, huh? I see. The country that won came to regret their actions later and created something of a memorial park at the missile impact site and created animatronics, robots that imitate the personalities and language of the dead, leaving the devices to their own devices as a reminder for generations to come of the people they had wiped out with their own hands. And we are those robots? That's right, we're set not to recognize when a visitor arrives, and we're forced to sleep for after-hours maintenance. What we think of as morning isn't actually morning. And so the weird list of names written on the missile is meant as a memorial of the victims who died. Prisoners in my imagination that's so cool. I love this so much. That's brilliant. I love it. The prisoners in my imagination turn into robots. I imagine Alexei with exposed, somewhat rusty metallic joints. As we talk, there are kids on social studies field trip watching us, anti-war pamphlets in hand. There must be some sort of real-time automatic translator translating our words. And the kids just go, huh, as they listen, not quite understanding what we're talking about. We keep talking under the mistaken impression of having been granted our own consciousness. That's the kind of thought that keeps you up at night. Like, maybe people can hear my thoughts. That kind of thought. A paranoid fear that you can't prove either right or wrong. If I could pick a superpower, I'd want to read minds. Who's gonna tell him? Oh no! Whoever thought of that must be amazing. Actually, I'm the one who thought of it. Amazing! You might think I sound like that chainsaw man I mentioned, but it's a pretty solid theory, don't you think? I even tried to address why we have to sleep in the morning and why certain things go back to their original state. I'd say you're more talented than the guy than you give yourself credit for, Anya. Anya slaps me on the shoulder. I was just bored before, that's all. Thinking about things to talk about is a pretty fun pastime, you know? I mean, why not? I'm free to come up with my own theories, aren't I? Yeah, I guess so. So, lots of people like a good conspiracy theory. And I'm sure a lot of them find Yoru awfully suspicious, too. The church locked Doc away before, didn't they? I hypothesized that they were afraid of mass hysteria, instigated by such conspiracy theorists. Is Yoru that important? True, Yoru was being held captive under what seemed to be the pretext of protective custody. In fact, she was provided with a warm room and a huge ham. She was treated so well, she didn't even seem aware of the fact that she was being held captive. Man, poor Clara. That was so fucking cool. And then there's the priest's tone of voice. He was afraid of Yoru. But it seems like there was more to it than that. That's right, I talked to the priest, didn't I? I must have been real nervous, since the more time passes, the more the details seem to sink into the back of my mind. I can only just barely make out a rough outline. Was I alone at that moment? I don't know, I feel like someone else was there. Where did she come from and why did she come here? There are certain things about her that definitely separate her from us, aren't there? Are you talking about Yoru? Yeah, doesn't it bother you? Not really. Yoru's never brought up her origins, and I've never asked about them. Why not, I wonder? Oh, I think I get it. Well, I guess I never really wanted to ask. Yoru said she's the same as me. The same? Yoru and I are both foreigners who came from the outside. I vaguely recognize that this town isn't where we oh my god, where we were originally meant to be. But I never really thought about it beyond that. If somebody asked me where I'm really from, that'd probably throw me for a loop. So I don't want to make Yoru feel the same way by asking her the same question. Yeah, I don't remember my past, and it sucks to be asked about something you don't remember, you know? Okay, so what's different between me and Yoru? I'm an outsider in this town, but it doesn't look like I suddenly appeared here like Yoru did. That church didn't lock me up either. For as long as I can remember, I've been waking up and sleeping in that room. I don't remember having to look for housing like Yoru did. We're the same, but different. I see, that definitely sounds like you, Sayako. Chainsaw Man, where's Kobani? I need her. I can't ever look at the priest the same. You think so? If it were me, I'd be so curious I'd start hurling a barrage of questions at her. And then you'd use that as material for your next epic tale, huh? Hey, cut that out! I love that little angry face. She's like, grrr. Anya's cute. You know, I've never really thought about it. But maybe it's okay for roommates to know at least that much about each other. I don't really know that much about Yoru. I'm sure the world is full of things that people just won't talk about unless asked properly about them. Maybe Yoru's just waiting for me to ask her questions. Maybe not asking her anything makes me untrustworthy in her eyes. And to be an even more useless roommate, here I am, spending night after night at some strange man's home. No, it's not like that at all. I'm sure Yoru's interested in talking. As soon as I decide to ask her, as soon as I get back, I start to look forward to seeing her again, and thus I grow impatient and the wait becomes excruciating. Cute! As I worry about Yoru's development proceeds smoothly. Flesh and Soul develop concurrently, and they constantly act on each other. With that declaration, Alexei spends half his time tinkering with the parts and the other half typing at his keyboard. The motion test advances from the right hand to the left, and then from the upper body to the lower body, down to the toes. It almost looks like it happens in fast forward. This is so cool! Man! It really makes me feel awestruck at how far science has progressed, like Renja's spider, except without the imminent danger. A single man is single-handedly carrying out a project to recreate a human in the comfort of his home. Has culture really progressed that far? Can a human be recreated as easily as a somewhat intricate hobbyist diorama? Actually, on second thought, Alexei's just an outlier. But if he's this skilled in engineering, why does he work at a movie theater as a movie theater projectionist? Maybe it's just because all ghosts seem to be somewhat reserved when it comes to work. Alexei decided that today will be her first outing, but out in this case just means out in front of the house. Now that the full body unit test is complete, he wants to install a temporary personality file and check for any movement issues. I push her on a cart, her black skeletal frame is exposed, her head currently replaced with a speaker. She looks less like a mock human and more like an uncanny art piece. Lexi moved the test up ahead of schedule to today, since the snow just so happened to stop, thereby minimizing the risk of damage to the parts. Okay, let her down over there. I let her down from the cart as instructed after Anya and the cleaning robot sweep away at the snow at the designated location. As previously instructed, I insert the cable into the port on the back of her neck and hand the other end over to Alexei. I advise you step back a bit. There's no guarantee that there won't be any malfunctions. She's got some ridiculous horsepower, and you never know if an arm will come flying off. Alexei plugs the cable into a laptop and starts typing away on the keyboard. Okay, good girl. Easy does it. Here we go. Beep boop. A sound reminiscent of a very primitive computer rings out, presumably from her temporary speaker head. Hello, Blackjack. Welcome. Yeah, he was typing. Should I get a model kit 3-pack for $154 or one kit for $78? I mean, a 3-pack is pretty good. I mean, that's basically like what, almost getting one for free? Do what makes you happy, Fusion. Follow your heart. That's always my advice. If you're happier with 3, then you should get 3. Or is that 2 for free? Either way. Though I guess it depends on the quality of the kit too. That's something to consider. Both would make you happy? Damn. But which one makes you happier? They make you equally happy? If that's the case, then just flip a coin. Easy. Kind of forgot that I needed to go put a link to the Ghostpia site in the description of the VODs, as that was a rule for putting it on YouTube. I'm eating M&M's, so someone remind me later. Sans can't remember things while he's eating M&M's. A few seconds later. Welcome to Park. Strangely enough, it's a friendly old man's voice that rings out. I don't want to do an old man voice again. The what park? I didn't catch the name since it was covered with noise. Please enjoy your day. If you need any help, just call on me, Mr. Is it sad that I can only think of that passive in Ruina? My brain is just completely rotten. It's done for. We've got fun games to play. The Corporation has a limited time sale on What is this? It's probably a robot routine for an amusement park or a shopping mall. I bought it from the Salvagers. It should be perfect for a motion test. Huh. The Salvagers, huh? I miss them. I wonder how they're doing. They weren't bad guys. Look at it go! Mr. What's-His-Face, What's-His-Speaker, slowly takes a step forward, then another in an awkward walk cycle. With each step, the attached cable gets tighter and tighter until it snaps off. But it doesn't stop walking. Oh, so that wasn't a power cable? I think it's more like a charging/data cable. It should be basically wireless. Oh, that's Anya, my bad. think it's more like a charging/data cable. It should be basically wireless outside of charging. I mean, there is not really a point in a robot that can't move without a cable, is there? You got a point. The more the robot walks, the more stable its walk cycle becomes. The robot then waves its hands at each of us and starts jumping up and down. Our body comes equipped with all standard functionality, so it should be able to run software made for other machines using the same standards out of the box. What do you think? Amazing, right? Just say amazing. Amazing. Yeah, that's what I said, Alexi. I'm starting to get used to talking with these two. Whenever Alexi says something incomprehensible, Anya gives me notes to help me respond properly. One of my Discord friends, who's a big fan of Getter Robo, has made the totally unbiased choice. I get the singular kit, which is a Getter kit. Kit. Oh yeah, I could probably ironically get the 3-pack a bit cheaper by buying from a US site. Hey! It's the peanut ones, too. Oh, I do. Yep, those are good. Those are good. True, Sans. None of us are the type who hate silence, so there's no need to awkwardly look for something to talk about. This isn't bad. Sayoko! Anya! I turn around so quickly it's embarrassing. There's Yoru running this way from that telephone pole over there. She came here to see us. She must have been lonely too. Either that or she's run into some sort of problem. Or maybe she's found a new partner and came to hand me the divorce papers. Anything but that. No divorce. A long time no see, you two. A familiar girl is nice way to ruin the moment, Claire. A familiar girl is running alongside her. I didn't notice her because she was in Yoru's shadow. You know, it's actually pretty rare to see the 4-finger cartoon hand much anymore. Which is another thing that I really appreciate. Clara, the sad piano starts. Why is that thing with you? My whole body freezes over and my legs go numb. I realize my right hand's in my pocket, unconsciously gripping my gun. She's a little girl, Sayoko, please. I catch Yoru in my arms when she runs in for a hug. Yoru. How have you been, Sayoko? He hasn't been bullying you, has he? I'm fine. What's with the girl behind you? I ran into her along the way. She said she wanted to see you, Sayoko. Along the way? Yeah, I just ran into her along the way. No other reason, honest. I'll even treat you to dinner if you can prove otherwise. It's not like I was accusing you of anything. Look, I didn't go out of my way to see her, okay? What's this dynamic? Have you two already gone that far? Sayoko and I are both going steady! What are you talking about? Don't make things confusing. She does not sound confused, Sayoko. My body still feels cold, but I'll probably be okay. It doesn't seem like things have changed in my absence. Oh, how cute! Did you make this yourself? Yeah, this girl hasn't changed either. Look at her, she's so cute! Yeah, this is indeed my creation. How amazing, you must be a genius inventor. I wouldn't go so far as to call myself a genius. Why do guys go gaga over girls like that? Beats me. Clara's just as Clara-y as ever today, demonstrating boundless energy that's so unbelievable it's kinda gross. She keeps letting out cute noises at random. Can I play with this robot? As long as you're gentle. Nice to meet you. I'm Clara. I'm an apprentice nun at the church. My hobby is talking with people and helping out in any way I can. Clara bows. That reminds me, she did bow to me too, huh? I've known her for longer than I thought, unfortunately. Young lady, would you like to play a game with bzz? Let's play the bzz game.
Oh, a game? Let's play. Oh, right, since you're a robot.
Clara rummages through her bag and takes out some sort of can.
Here you go, a drink for robots.
What is that?
That's a can of fuel, a pretty expensive one at that. It's used for generators and motorcycles. Is it really a drink for robots? Of course not. Can't drink without a mouth. Wait, she shouldn't even walk around with that thing in her bag. That's dangerous.
Yoru hums to herself. Clara's waiting for the robot to take the can of fuel and drink it like it's a can of soda or something.
Go ahead, feel free to drink it to commemorate our getting to know each other.
Uh-oh. That's so cool. God. Why is Ghostpia so cool? A robotic buzzer instantly causes that relaxed mood to tense up. Hostile behavior detected from gray life form in possession of hazardous material. The possession of hazardous materials in this facility is a direct violation of the Anti-Terrorism Act. All defensive measures are now permitted.
Hey, Alec, the hell's this about?
I don't know. I didn't write this personality routine, but I think I've got an idea. Please quickly state your 9-digit national identification number and repeat it. Maybe it's a shinobi I've only... That's so cool! Maybe it's a shinobi I've only ever heard rumors about them. Doesn't ring a bell. I'm sorry, can you explain? There's an urban legend that hidden among the general-purpose companion robots at malls and conventions, there are a certain number of shinobi robots programmed to seek out spies and kill them like a sort of secret police. Killer robots? That's not good. You gotta stop it. I repeat, please state your national identification number. It's too late. Damn it, security robots aren't consumer goods. They're military grade. You don't want terrorists hacking something like that, so they're completely shut off from external commands. I'm only able to get the gist of what Alexi's saying, but I guess the machine has identified Clara as a terrorist and is about to attack her. Oh no, Clara's gonna die again! Clara, no! Why didn't you notice it before you activated it? How was I supposed to know it was an imposter routine? Damn it! Looks like shutting it down won't be as easy as turning off a computer. You idiot, don't shoot! You got any better ideas? This is your final warning. Please state your national identification number.
I'm sorry, how do I apologize?
Activating defense routines. Have a safe day. Oh no. Not again! Clara, no! This is so sad. And such a dynamic CG. Look at that angle, it's so cool. As soon as the robot finishes talking, she uses her metallic left hand to knock the can out of Clara's hand. Actually, let me rephrase that. She wrecks Clara's hand so hard she can't even hold the can anymore. Her wrist is bent at an unnatural angle. The robot then reaches for Clara's neck with her right hand. God damn it! Leave Clara alone! Clara suddenly goes quiet. Probably because her neck's been crushed. The robot then dangles her in the air. Error. Weapon not found. She, or rather the shinobi, speaks as its left hand clatters. It was probably intending to finish Clara off with a standard issue weapon, usually installed on the left arm. Oh, come on! She's so cool! I kick its clattering left arm. Ow. But man, is this thing hard. I guess I should have expected it since it's basically an iron pole. I shake my head and try to regain my focus. Weapon not found. Terrorist backup detected. Weapon not found. That was cool. Looks like my efforts weren't wasted, at least. The shinobi lets go Clara. Thank goodness Alexei didn't install any weapons.
In fact, it doesn't look like the shinobi even realizes it's not in the body it's supposed to be in. While it's repeated... Oh no, here comes the burping. While its repeated error statements are annoying, they're also kind of sad. I'm no terrorist, but come at me. Man. Sayoko gets to fight so many cool things. An old man, a priest, a robot, several police officers. Who else has she fought? Shinobi responds by letting out a static roar from its head speaker, but she's fought 2 old people before tearing up some fallen scrap metal and brandishing it like a sword. A crippled girl? Sayoko's the coolest. Whoa. A speaker-headed killing machine raises its rudimentary sword as it lunges at me. It's hard to believe it's made of metal based on how light its movements are. What's not light is the way it swings that thing down. I wouldn't want to get hit by that. Sayoko! Anya tosses me a road sign that's been cut off at its base. In fights like these, the longer reach, the better. I swing wide and parry the shinobi swing. Come at me. Oh my god! Man. I carefully ward off each and every swing. It may be fast, but it's nothing I can't keep up with. But more importantly, in hand-to-hand combat with a human, or rather a ghost opponent, the advantage goes to whoever has the most endurance and stamina. And I'm up against a robot. I may be fine now, but how long can I keep this up? I know the negative thinking will just distract me and expose me to further risk, but I just can't unthink these thoughts. It's no use. Man. I need to go on the offensive. Instead of holding the shorter end of the road sign to prioritize small quick swings, I shift my grip to hold the sign out as long as I can to take advantage of the centrifugal force. As a result, I don't have time to adjust how different it feels swinging it before the next attack comes. Instead of simply warding off the attack this time, I swing back as hard as I can, focusing as much strength as I can into my arms and my grip to withstand the impact of the collision. The iron plate of the road sign starts to warp. Oh my god! That's so cool! It did a flip! It did a flip! Perhaps thanks to that centrifugal force. Is that even how you say that? I feel like I'm pronouncing it like correctly but incorrectly. The effect of the impact is more than just even. The enemy retreats with a few nimble backflips, as if it had forgotten that it's made of metal. Do the flip again! It was cool! So I take another swing. I can defend against the attack, sure, but the ground underfoot's too unstable to completely cushion the impact. So with plenty of leeway, I take another large swing. Now that it's lost its posture, it can neither dodge nor block properly. It may be a... I can't read. It may be a machine, but the sheer weight of the road sign attack is too much for it to take as I knock away its metal sword. Is that even right? Now that it's defenseless, one last attack should be enough to... Stop, he says. Yeah, the flip! They did the flip again! Yes! Alexei shouts. I reflexively freeze in place. Shinobi doesn't miss its opportunity to quickly make some distance. Please don't destroy her. It's not a her anymore, you idiot. It's a killing machine. It could kill you too. I can't just let you destroy the one person who loves me. That thing doesn't love you, at least not yet. It's not even complete. At the very least, that's the body that will be hers. If this project succeeds, how do you expect me to look at her without thinking about how I destroyed her body once in order to protect myself? I couldn't live with myself. Oh my god. Having lost its weapon, the shinobi comes at me with its bare fist now. Its already fast movements feel even faster. Can't you compromise at least a little? No, I want her to be perfect. This is so fucking cool! man. I finally found someone to love, and I need my love to be more perfect than anyone else's. It looks like the enemy hasn't gotten faster, I've just gotten tired. I know that the reason nobody loves me is because there's nobody to love. I value myself, but unlike other people, I can't value someone else I've never wanted to. Lexi speaks in a disgraceful, nasally voice. Maybe I should be holding my nose. His enunciation is so bad, it's hard to catch the words he's saying. But I think I can get what he's trying to say. Everyone instinctively sees that, which is why they won't love me. I'm sure there are tons of people out there who can pretend to love others. But I don't get it. How? How can they do something like that, and why? I swing the road sign in a wide, horizontal sweep, but the shinobi dodges by bending backwards. Okay, fine. I toss away my weapon too. I lose some reach and power, but I gain maneuverability. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to lie, but I want to love. I want to be loved. Damn it, you just don't understand. I barely managed to keep toe-to-toe with a shinobi. I may be tough, but there's no telling what a metal fist to the vitals will do to me. That's why I made her. I tried taking out my gun and shouting freeze. An idea so crazy it just might. Yeah, that did nothing. Or rather, it did worse than nothing. The shinobi kicks my gun out of my hand, so now I've lost my trump card. I'm pretty sure this is all Alexi's fault. I don't want to hear your complaining. Just how much longer must we bend to your will? We don't hate you as much as you think we do. Why can't you just let it go? Enough complaining. It seems to me like the only reason you can love her is because she's like a part of you. And you know that. Maybe you're right, but maybe not. I'll never know until I try. I guess he's got a point. I get it. My wish is full of contradictions. I know that, but please, you're my only hope. Actually, I don't really get it, but I do get the feeling of indignation and the refusal to back down. Please stop her without hurting her. You're so selfish, you stinky poop head. Fine, whatever. I guess I'll run as much as I can. I turn my back to the shinobi and retreat. I'm sure that thing will chase after me. I'll think things out as I run. Maybe the battery will even run out in the meantime. It's good to analyze your issues. You're showing signs of improvement. How wonderful. I get distracted by Yoru's voice. My feet stop for a moment. Retreat fails. I use both hands to guard against a heavy kick. But you might be hoping for a bit too much. What's Yoru talking about? Is she trying to do counseling here? Is her strategy to convince Alexi to let me destroy this thing? Then I approve. If so, I suppose I can bear it a bit longer. Yoru gives me a wink. I don't understand what that's supposed to mean. Mr. Alec, are you well versed in the shinobi program's inner workings? No, of course not. I mean, just think about what kind of program it is. Look at the log, this line here. It's been sending the same request at fixed intervals, but it always fails. And it's been returning this error message. You think you can lecture me, you amateur? Of course I can see that. Then do you know what it means? No, how could I? There's no way I can tell what the function does just by looking at the... It's trying to communicate with headquarters. If there's a terrorist attack on one place, there's a possibility there's multiple other attacks happening simultaneously, right? What is happening? Is Yoru having kind of like a Daria Brittany moment here? That's why it's been trying to contact city headquarters incessantly every second. As if it's waiting for the command to abandon its post at the tiny insignificant mall and go defend an important person or place. I see. How did you know? No, more importantly, are you suggesting we attack from that angle? That's right. Now that it's changed modes, I don't think it will accept normal commands, but this is an exception. The code changes at fixed intervals, but since it's offline, we can go at it as much as we want by sending the shutoff commands with a little signal spoofing. The shinobi will mistake it as a command from mission control, huh? Okay, but how do we spoof the signal? That's where you come in. You can do it, can't you? I sure can. I'm a genius. Kinda. Sayoko, hang in there just a little longer. Hey, give me that back. Haru pulls something off his hand and tosses it my way. I see. This is the thing Alexi used the first time we met. Oh, okay. The Otaku Guard, was it? If you ask me, it needs a better name. You should get Pacifica or someone to think of something. I see Pacifica's face in the back of my mind. I want to have coffee with her again sometime. A moment before the shinobi's punch lands, the guard's thin outline envelops me. Not a scratch. The shinobi stumbles back as if to ascertain what exactly blocked its attack. I find myself impressed by its cautiousness, though maybe I'm just amused by my codename Ninja as synonymous with its codename, the Shinobi. Damn it. Is this it? No. Is this it? No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. That's gotta be it. Damn you.
I did not expect this. I never expect where this is gonna go.
I silently tell Alexi way to go as he shouts at his computer. But if I remember correctly, this thing's power output is still unstable, isn't it? I probably shouldn't use it for too long or it might explode or something. I dare to shut off the guard, hold out my open palms and beckon the shinobi to come at me. I got it, just a little more. There's no way the shinobi will miss the fact that I'm way open. It leaps at me as if in recognition that this is its chance at victory. Guard on! I activate the guard at the very last moment before those metal fingers reach me. The guard deflects the enemy. The unexpected rebound causes the shinobi to lose its footing. With one leg up in the air, I quickly shut off the guard to try and trip up the shinobi's remaining pivot leg. So cool! Man! With a sweeping kick. How? Please work! While the shinobi may have lost its footing, its legs are still just bare metal poles. And I just kicked one of them with my shin. I may be a ninja, but my leg's still made of flesh and bone. I wasn't expecting it to be easy, but still. I writhe in pain. What is he doing over there? I writhe in pain, forgetting to reactivate the guard, my lifeline. My hatred for the entire world is the only thing keeping my consciousness together. I hate everything. Yes, even Yoru, who suddenly sounded like a computer expert despite never even once hinting that she'd know a thing about them. Wait, what's up with that anyway? No, more importantly, what about the shinobi? I love the blur and the back and forth and the background to the foreground. It makes such a simple little illustration so dynamic. Man, I wish I was this big-brained. My brain too small. I find the shinobi fallen over, still motionless. In the corner of my eye, I see Alexi glistening in cold sweat as he gives me a thumbs up. I did it, I really am a genius! How's that, you dumbasses? Pwa, 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 pwa. What's that? Trying my best to ignore that noise violation, I instead turned to Yoru for an explanation. Yoru, what happened back there? Oh, right, what happened to Clara? I wonder if she's okay. She's clearly dodging the question, but now that she mentions Clara, we all remember that she's what set this whole scuffle into motion. Anya goes off to check on her, the rest of us follow behind. If Claire's alive, I wonder if we can charge the church a rescue fee. It wouldn't change the fact that we've gotten her killed several times over. Is it possible to live with your neck like this? As she asks that question, Anya shows us Clara, or perhaps I should say her corpse. No rescue fee for us, I guess. I let out a dry chuckle.
Truly.
Is that a corpse? Ugh, blah. He says. Upon seeing Clara's corpse, Alexi turns pale, takes several steps backwards, and starts vomiting. And apart from her oddly bent neck, she looks perfectly fine. At least nothing's spilling out of her or anything. Huh, are you not used to seeing corpses? This guy's a shut-in, see? It's you guys who are the freaks. Blah, blah, blah. Honestly, there's not much difference between a corpse and what this guy's trying to make. But I'm sure they're totally different things in his mind, and I guess that's good enough for now. Don't worry, I'll take this thing someplace else. No, there's something I want to ask you, Yoru. That's right, I can't let this opportunity pass. I need to ask Yoru herself. Please, please get rid of it. Look, Alexi's getting impatient too. Then I'll come with you. Okay, let's go. The two of us head away from the amusement park and go all the way to the outer limit of town. Where's a good place to get rid of this thing anyway? Wherever you think is a good place. And let's just go a little bit further. That's okay with you, Yoru. Yeah, it's fine. I want to give those two some time together, too. Good idea. It sure is. We walk a bit more after that conversation. If you look back, you can see a full, sprawling view of the town. It reminds me of the view I once shared with Yoru back at the top floor of the church, though the angle is completely different. Each light in town tells of the ghost who lives there. There are a lot of worthless, good-for-nothing ghosts, but there are also ghosts that I like. Even if they sometimes cause explosions with weird science experiments. A freezing wind blows. Oh, that's cold. It sure is. I guess we should get back quickly. Why don't we light a bonfire, Sayoko? It's way too cold. Oh, I've got matches. I've also got a lot to talk about. Haru's eyes look straight through mine. Her eyes go from anxious panic to confident determination. I nod. It's exactly what you think, Yoru. I don't feel bad at all. I just feel a little ticklish that she's seen through me. I do want to talk. But we don't have anything to burn. There's not even trash around here. Oh. Come on! I love how they don't show the body, but the neck is bent and they show the road sign twisted in the same way. Yup, I thought the same thing. I was like, damn, that's so smart. How is this so obscure? This should be celebrated everywhere. I'm baffled. I casually glance at Clara's corpse. I then look back at Yoru. She shrugs. I shrug back and let go of the corpse. And the corpse plops onto the ground. A large can rolls out of Clara's pocket. Oh, right, the can of fuel. She was trying to give this thing to the robot, wasn't she? Oh, how convenient. Yoru murmurs. I'm so glad you came, Yoru. Sayoko. Yoru whispers. Yoru looks like she's caught onto the fact that I'm going to ask what I haven't asked all this time. She knows she'll have to answer. I'm the one who brought Yoru out here, so I'm the one who has to start off the discussion. We work together, and on our off time, we hang out with people we know. When we get home, we chat before we go to sleep. It's a little questionable that we share the same bed, but there's only one bed and the two of us. I speak from the heart. If I want Yoru to expose everything about herself, I should expose myself to her, too. At least that's how I feel. Exposing ourselves to each other. Yes, that's the showing skin thing that Yoru once brought up. I use that logic to encourage myself, because otherwise I'd be too scared to push forward, I'm sure. I've always hated this town. I've always wanted to go home. I tell myself that even if I can't string my thoughts in a coherent order, I just say everything I need to say, she'll understand how I feel. Also, I've always felt bad not knowing why ghosts even exist. So with Pacifica and Anya's help, I've tried to leave the town. Though for some reason, I don't really remember what happened back then. It's an especially vague memory of mine. Pacifica and Anya were my friends back then, too. We were trying to get to the outside world, just like we are now. I'm pretty sure it was my desire to go home that motivated us back then. Yes, back then. To be honest, now that I have you, I don't feel like I need to go back to where I was before. Oh my god, my heart. As long as I've got you and Pacifica and Anya, I don't mind being here. Back then, I really wanted to go home. But now, I feel like I've got a place I belong here. But I haven't done anything. I shake my head. I'd die for you. Oh my god. How can I say that with a straight face? I don't want you to die, Sayoko. I can feel the blood rushing to my cheek a moment late. I won't die. I'm a ghost after all. That's just a standard ghost joke. I try to plaster on a smile to hide my embarrassment, but only end up with a half-twitching face. Poor Sayoko. I give up and take a deep breath. The cold air stings my nose. I can feel tears welling up in my eyes. I killed those two. I shot them with my gun, probably on purpose. I pull out my gun and point it at Yoru, trying to remember how it felt back then. From the snippets of my memory that I do recall, I feel like I can remember the fear of shooting the gun and the surprise at the recoil. Did that really happen? Yoru keeps listening to me without faltering in the slightest. 3 of us once tried to get out of the city. We used the same car as before. Things were going smoothly at first, I think. But then something happened, something that's gotten hazy. Despite all that happened back then, Pacific and Anya said they'll help me try again. And that's not all. They fuss over me so much. They even brought you into my life, Yoru. It's not that I want to go home. I just want to go further than we did last time, with everyone. They did all that for me, and I killed them. There must be some reason why I thought that was the right thing to do. I feel like I need to find out that reason. Sayoko, you might just end up repeating what happened that time. I feel that the same thing won't happen if I've got you, Yoru. So I'd like to ask you again, will you please come with me? I can't do anything. I just need your presence, Yoru. I've already shot you once before, haven't I? I feel like everything will be okay if you're with me. I know there's no reason to believe it, but that's just how strongly I feel about you. And what sort of feelings do you have for me? Special. Special. Yes, I feel that you're special to me. Yoru? Yes, that's right. I see, so I'm special, huh? I'm happy to hear it. Thank you. I wasn't happy at all to be called special before, but when you say it, it makes my heart feel so warm, Sayoko. Yoru snuggles up against me as she says that. She seems so childish, despite being quite a bit bigger than me. She certainly feels warm like a child, too. Sayoko, you said you didn't understand why you ghosts even exist, right? Yoru speaks while still clinging to me. All I can see is her head, so her voice draws in even more of my attention. Probably? I know even less about who or what I am, or why I am. So we're similar in that regard. You wouldn't happen to know who I am either, would you, Sayoko? Sorry, I don't. True, this town's just full of things we don't know. What a mess, huh? Hers making it sound like she's not one of us. Is she not a ghost? So as a result, I was a little confused at first, like, why do I have to be here? I was wondering if there was some way to quit this whole time, and that's when someone from the church approached me. Quit what, exactly? I think back to that story from the insane customer Anya talked about. This town is a prison. There are several jailers among us to observe. No, that can't be it. That's ridiculous. I really can't do anything. I'm not strong like you. I'm not cool like Pacifica, and I'm not handy like Anya. You were amazing just earlier today, weren't you? That was just because I knew what was going on. I was confident because I had prior knowledge. At first, I wasn't motivated to step in at all. That project was in such bad taste. I figured it'd be for the best if you just tore that thing to pieces, Sayoko, but... It had to be a little out of character for you to say that, huh? Her smiles and continues. I noticed that Alec really treasures that girl. I tried putting myself in his shoes and got really scared. And before I knew it, I set myself into motion without thinking. I don't think anyone could have done what you did without thinking, honestly. There's nothing amazing about applying knowledge you just so happen to have. No, it is amazing. I'm really curious how you know exactly who you are, Yoru. I certainly do know things you don't, Sayoko. And I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do to help you out. Even if I told you everything I know, it wouldn't make you happy, Sayoko. We won't know until you tell me. To tell the truth, I'm a teensy bit different than you and the other ghosts, Sayoko. I can tell you a little bit about this town, but there's no point. It wouldn't amount to anything. I listen intently to what you're saying, every single word of it. I try to swallow those words and process them, but I can't digest any of it. There are many things that I don't know either. Like how the church noticed me. At first, I thought I'd eventually understand what I am, but in the end, I still don't know. But there were some good things, though. I can't read. Reading's so hard. Haru stops clinging to me and looks me straight on. You appeared out of the blue and rescued me. You sat next to me and you even gave me a name as a present. How could I not be happy? I felt like I had no choice but to stick with you forever. As Yoru reminisces, her eyes sparkle with a passionate light. It's almost as if the bonfire isn't the only fire burning here. She's so dazzling, I can't help but to look down at the floor to avert my gaze. It wasn't that big a deal. I'll go with you, Sayoko, wherever you go, but... But what? Oops, punched the microphone. Damn. Yoru turns her back to me. I look up to find her looking at the city nightscape. For a second, I almost start to think that there's nobody left within those lights. The city nightscape means completely different things to me and Yoru. It's a little sad to think about. She and I are different. The two of us are actually quite distant from each other. But only just so happen to be physically close right now. Just thinking about it like that makes me want to cry. You see, Sayoko, the truth is there are things in this world that are more meaningless than you think. Some things are just nonsense that seem true. And you might just be getting your hopes up for nothing. I wish I could be Yoru. Because then I'd understand the reason for her tears. Is that still okay with you? Will you still stay with me? That question is surely an important one for both me and for Yoru. I wish I could put a stop to her tears on command. Of course I do. god, that transition was so good! Ugh, god damn! I walk around Yoru's back so I can see her face to face. I gaze right into her eyes. Of course. I get it. You don't have to say it twice. I hesitate to talk back. I don't think there's anything I can really tell you, Sayoko. It's okay. I'm satisfied. More satisfied than I ever could be. Even though I haven't gained any information whatsoever. You're so nice. That's not true. Anyway, let me just ask this one thing. I remember what Anya said earlier. I'm free to come up with my own theories, aren't I? Yoru. I call her by her name. Her name's Yoru because I met her at night. It really is a dumb, lazy, and weird name that I came up with on the spot. But before I knew it, it's a name I've grown to love. That's so sweet. I am going to die. Right here, right now, I am going to die. I need to lie down on the floor and die right now. Yoru, are you a human? Yoru's eyes open wide, and after a moment of silence, Yoru laughs. A human? Well, there have been times when I've thought it'd be nice to be a human. Am I human? I never thought I'd be asked that. It's not that funny of a question, is it? I squat down next to the bonfire, embarrassed. Sorry, but even if I'm not human, that doesn't ever change the fact that I want to be your trusty roommate forever, Sayoko. You're not trusty at all, though. There must be something behind the scenes of this town that's sure to make me sad. Let's go back, Sayoko. But now's not the time for me to know what that is. I take Yoru by the hand. Okay. I'm a ghost and she's a... Well, I'm not sure what she is, but at the very least, she's not human. The two of us walk together in the snow. Once we get back, the strange man is working desperately on his robot. Today's another strange day. I wonder if there are any humans out there who know about these strange happenings. I suddenly notice the sky turning white in the distance. Another day comes to a close. Another day out of eternity. Okay. I think that's a good place to stop. Man. Just man, God damn. God, that that little transition when Sayoko is just that's so brilliant. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in a visual novel ever, even the really fancy one. So that's absolutely genius. There's a lot of animation this time around, which I'm absolutely fucking adoring. Just little bits of animation that they don't even need. Like with Alexi typing, they didn't need to animate him typing. They could have just had little keyboard clicky clackety sounds and be like, oh, okay, he's typing. But, you know, they went and did all that cool dynamic shit and all of the little, the entire action sequence is so cool. I feel like I can't express how much I usually hate action in visual novels because it often comes off so silly, and action writing is really, really difficult. And I can think of very few books that I've read that have action scenes that I think were particularly done well. Maybe I just haven't read enough action books. I don't know. But this is so good. It's able to take, you know, like this action writing, and then it adds these really dynamic illustrations to, I've said this a million times, but it's just, that is what a visual novel should do. You have, you know, the writing part, and the visuals should be able to uplift that writing and kind of elevate it.
I want to see more of that more often. It's so cool. I'm in love with it. Just absolutely in love. This is the one chapter that was made for this release. Chapter 1 through 4 already existed before. So this is kind of their upping the ante type thing. I love this. Man, this is something I can see myself just kind of rereading just to make myself happy from time to time. Like, what am I supposed to do? Not watch the robot do its little flip? Come on, it's so cool. Anyway, I should end stream because I feel really woozy, and I remember when this is the cringe otaku man chapter. Oh my god, the relationship between Yoru and Sayoko is so fucking beautiful and well written, and I just just that level of intimacy that they're able to convey, and it's so good. Just so absolutely wonderful and gorgeous and perfect. Anyway, I need to end stream. I needed to finish that scene out, even though I was like, I've been feeling woozy for a little bit. I'm like, I cannot stop. It's just. Anyway, stream over. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow or if we're doing tomorrow, but we'll see. Goodbye, good night, all that stuff.